Welcome to Talking Liverpool, where today we'll be discussing transfer rumours and transfers already made in the 2016-2017 summer transfer window. So let's get straight into it and start discussing 3 transfers that Liverpool have already made at the time of this recording. The first transfer was made in January, a kid called Marko Guric. He's 19 years of age, I believe, and he joined and then went back on loan for the last part of the rest of last season. We've got some stats on here, which Ryan will talk to you a bit about.
Well, he started off the season with, ended off the season with 5 goals, making 31 appearances, which is pretty good. He's made some appearances for his national team, Serbia. He scored a couple of goals for the youth teams, however, hasn't managed to score any for the normal men's team. However, he's a very good player.
He's 20 years of age, sorry, my bad.
Okay, he's 20 years of age, and yeah.
For those of you that don't know anything about him, he's a midfielder. He's 6'3", so he's pretty tall, which is obviously something Liverpool have lacked last season, his height. So he brings that. So what do you think about this signing?
Yeah, he's very good. He's strong, very strong.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to expect from him because, I mean, he's come in from a league that's nowhere to the standard of the Premier League, obviously. So look, we're not gonna know until the pre-season, but it's an exciting transfer, and I'm sure Klopp will get the best out of him.
Yeah, I'm not sure he'll start many games. I think he'll kind of be like brought into the Premier League slowly to get used to it.
Squad rotation player.
Yeah.
And then moving on to Klopp's second transfer, Joel Matip from Schalke, I believe he played for in the Bundesliga last season. Again, he's 6'1", I think he is. Big guy, more height. I think he looks good.
Yeah, he's a very good player. He was in form for the middle of the season. I know that for Schalke.
The fans loved him as well. He was a fan favourite. He's played there right from the youth system, made his way up. I think he's been there 14 years in total. Obviously, we still don't know if Saka is going to get banned. It looks like he's not, but still potentially. I mean, it looks like Skirtle might be on his way out as well. So
yeah,
I mean, defenders is what we need really. With poor defensively, and hopefully he can assure that back four. Going on to that, it was another player who hopefully help our defensive issues, and that is Loris Karius. Signed from, where did he come from?
Stuttgart, I think.
Yeah, played in the Bundesliga last season. He was regarded as the second best goalkeeper in the Bundesliga, bearing in mind obviously the best was Manuel Neuer.
Excuse me, he plays for FC Mainz. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, Klopp's former team. He's only 23 years of age. He looks very good. He used to play for Man City's youth team, then went on loan to Mainz for a season, and then the season after he joined them. I'm excited about this because personally I don't rate Mignolet. I think he's crap, and this guy looks good.
Yeah, he averages 2.53 saves per game with a total of 9 clean sheets, and yeah, he's made 34 appearances, which is very good. So,
considering he only plays for a Mainz, which isn't the best team in the German league, in the Bundesliga, so it's not. He looks good. He commands his box, which is something Mignolet doesn't do, and I think he's going to be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're the 3 transfers that we've already made. We might discuss those in more detail in another video later on, towards the end of the transfer window. But moving on now to some rumours, and a pretty big one at the minute is Sadio Mané from Southampton, another Southampton player linked with Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's going to happen though. There's a lot of things going around it. It looks like 25 million pound bid plus 5 million in add-ons. What do you reckon about that?
Well, yeah, Nathan Redmond's looking to sign for Southampton soon, so...
He has signed.
Oh,
He signed yesterday, £11 million.
Okay, well he has signed, and that's looking even more promising for Mané signing for Liverpool.
I don't know if I'm excited about this. I mean, he's a good player, no doubt about that. He's a match winner at the end of the day. But for me, he's not consistent enough. If you watched him last season, he would have moments where he was fantastic, and then you wouldn't hear from him again. And a lot of Southampton fans have said that his biggest problem is his consistency. Much like Phil Coutinho in that respect, he's inconsistent as well. Got some stats comparing him to current Liverpool players. So this was this season, just in the Premier League. Coutinho, he played 26 games, scored 8 goals and 5 assists. Mané played 37, got 11 goals and 6 assists. So, I mean, he's played 11 more games than Phil Coutinho, and he's only got a couple more goals in him.
So yeah, well, he has scored, last season he scored the quickest hat-trick in the Premier League, which is a big achievement. And like you said, he has some very big moments for Southampton, scoring against the big teams, but it's just whether he's in a bigger quality enough to come to Liverpool. So
he is very good. He is more of a defensive forward, if you get what I mean. So he does make a lot of tackles per game. I can't remember the statistics now, but it was quite high, higher than quite a few of the Liverpool players up front. And obviously Klopp likes to defend high up the pitch, so that might work well in our favour. But I don't know. I'm not sure on this one, to be honest. Like I say, if Klopp, he's still young. He's 24 years of age. So if Klopp can manage to get that consistency out of him, I think he is on his day a very good player.
Klopp also likes to play kind of quick passing football.
Yeah, he is a quick player.
Yeah, and Mané suits that role, to be honest. So,
but if we did sign him, do you think that would be an end for Lallana? Because he plays in that position. If we're going to play that's assuming we're going to play the 4-2-3-1 formation.
I don't reckon it would be the end for Lallana. I reckon it would be certainly he'll play less games if we did get Mané. Yeah, if we did get him into the squad, but yeah, I reckon he'd play less. I don't think it would be the end of him though.
I'm not sure on Lallana. I think we need higher quality if we want to be pushing for that league title, Champions League. We need more quality. I just don't know if Mané is really an upgrade on what we've currently got, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see. That also, if we did sign him for £30 million, that'd make him his third most expensive signing ever. And I mean, you look at the two players that have been more expensive than him, Andy Carroll and Benteke. They've not been that well. And also, I read an article about Klopp, and he tends, if you look at his past transfers for Dortmund, he likes to sign young players, which Mané is kind of young, you know, he's got his prime years ahead of him. But he normally doesn't spend more than £20 million on a player. So I don't know if this is going to be the sort of transfer that he would make. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It'll be an interesting one, nevertheless.
Yeah.
And regarding Mané, the reason he's come up is because of the rumours about Mario Götze coming to Liverpool. That looks like that has died off, which is a shame, really.
Yeah, Mario Götze would have been that player that would have got us into European games and Champions League games, and it's just a shame that he didn't really want to come.
I think if we had managed to get Champions League, we won the Europa League final, I reckon he probably would have come. But, you know, unfortunately that didn't happen, and it looks like he's going to stay at Bayern Munich now, which is a shame.
Yeah, because he didn't really get much time at Bayern Munich this season either, so...
Yeah, but they've got a new manager coming in, and
yeah,
who knows. It's a shame. But so it looks like Mané is going to be sort of that backup to him, which is a bit disappointing, really. But, some other players that are similar to Mané is Oxlade-Chamberlain and Andros Townsend, two players that we've been linked with. Doesn't excite me at all.
No, not really. I mean, we've talked about the fast attacking football, which I believe both of these players do have, but they're just not high enough quality.
They're not good enough. I mean, Townsend, it looked like he was going to have a good career early on. He just died off, really. Couldn't get into the Spurs side, moved to Newcastle.
Newcastle got relegated.
Exactly. Obviously, he's going to be wanting to leave. Players like him and Shelvey, I would assume, would move in the summer, but I don't think we should be the club taking Townsend on.
No.
And same with Chamberlain. He can't get into the Arsenal side, and Arsenal finished above us, so why should we then take him on? I don't rate Chamberlain, to be honest. I think that would be a bad move.
That would be a bad move, especially because he just hasn't got enough game time. He just hasn't improved a lot, really.
I mean, Townsend, to be fair to him, he can finish. He can cut in and just bend one in the top corner. He's got that in his locker, but he doesn't do it enough. Again, it's that inconsistency. So
Yeah.
I don't think either of those would be a good signing for us. Moving on to another young midfielder who's been heavily linked. He's even linked himself to Liverpool, saying he wants to join. Is Peter Zielinski. He's 22 years of age, plays in midfield. He played for Udinese,
yeah.
Something like that. He spent 2 years on loan to them. He had 63 appearances, scoring 5 goals. I don't know.
Well, for a young player to be playing in that quality side and still to get goals, it's a pretty big achievement. And like Klopp likes to look for younger players in order to build up for the future, and I reckon he has the ability to do that.
I just don't know if he has the physicality for the Premier League, because I've watched some videos on him and he's not a strong player. And obviously, the Premier League is a physical league. I don't know if he's going to have, especially if he's going to be playing in midfield. You know, we've only got 2 midfielders. We might be vulnerable having him there if he's not strong enough. He can also play attacking mid as well, but I think we've got too much quality up there and he wouldn't get the game time there. So if he was to come in, it would be a midfield. I don't know.
I reckon if he did come in, he'd go straight out on loan as well.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I mean, it depends who we get rid of as well. But if the fact that he wants to join is that mentality that obviously Klopp's looking for. It's a player who wants to play for us and wants to. Well, he said it. This is a quote. He said he wants someone that's going to help push the train, not just jump on it. And obviously, he looks like he wants to do that. And at a young age, he's got the potential to do that. I would take a punt on him. I'll just, he wouldn't be expensive. It'd be worth a go. If it doesn't work out, you can get rid of him again. But if he wants to play for us, give him a chance, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's also played at every international level for Poland, so he's highly thought of in Poland.
Yeah, he's therefore used to the pressure. Maybe the Premier League won't be anything to him. He may be used to that pressure. He might not underperform because of it.
He has been playing at the Euros, but I think he's only made a couple of appearances off the bench. He did start one game in the group. I can't remember who it was against, but he didn't do very well in that 45 minutes that he played. But yeah, I'd give him a go.
Yeah.
Another player. Well, there's two left backs that we've been linked with. Obviously, a left back seems to be something that Klopp wants to strengthen, and I think it is something we need to do. Moreno, for me, just isn't a good enough defender. He's very good going forward. Well, he's good going forward. He's quick, but he'll be up the pitch, and then all of a sudden he's having to sprint back, and half the time doesn't make his tackles. So the two left backs that we've been linked with. There's one, Ben Chilwell, who's 19 years of age, plays for Leicester. He went on loan last season, and the other one is Jonas Hector, German international, 25, I think he is. Much prefer him in the side.
Yeah, he's been playing. He played every single game in the Euros so far
for Germany.
Yeah, he's been very good for them, and has been like a big. He's been a big how do you say it? Big influence. There you go. Influence on their defence and their defensive record.
He's tall for a left back as well. I think he's 5'11", 6 foot, something like that. So he's a pretty tall left back, and obviously Klein's short, Moreno's short. Adds a bit of height into that full back.
Yeah, you look at players like Marko Arnautovic for Stoke. He's a big, fast winger, and you need a kind of big, fast left back in order to counter that. So
I would be very, very happy if we signed Jonas Hector. I think he would be a very good addition to the squad.
Yeah.
Ben Chilwell, on the other hand, again another young player. The rumours about £20 million for a young player who's not had any game time in the Premier League. I don't think we should be looking to pay that much for a player.
No.
But we'll have to wait and see. Discussing someone who's left, unfortunately, Kolo Touré, his contract wasn't renewed at the end of last season. I'm a bit gutted about that.
Yeah, he wasn't the best of players. However, he filled a massive role when the likes of Sacco was suspended, when Skirtle was injured, and he did his job. And it's a bit sad.
He did quite a good job as well, considering he was 34. He played well towards the end of the season.
Yeah, he did.
He's a good player to have in the dressing room. We're a very young side, and just having that experience, because obviously you look at what he's done in his career. He's won the league. He's done it all. So just having that experience would really help young players. We've got Joe Gomez coming back from injury next season. Obviously, a young centre back. He could have mentored him. So I'm a bit disappointed. I would have given him another year personally, even if he didn't play. As long as he was happy just to sit on the bench, then fair enough. But I did see today he's being linked with going to Celtic, back to Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers apparently wants him. So.
But considering our captain isn't the oldest of people, you certainly
he's not
need
the best
that
captain
age.
either, to be honest.
No, you certainly need that age in order to just keep the spirit going in the team.
I mean, our oldest player would be Milner, and he's only 31. So, yeah. Sad. It's sad. He was a good player. Only scored one goal when we won 6-0 against Villa last season.
That's a good moment that was.
I mean, I'm going to miss that chant, Kolo Touré chant.
Yeah.
But hey. Two more to discuss. Again, more players potentially leaving. Benteke is one. The Daily Mail, although they're not the most reliable of sources, say that Crystal Palace are in for Benteke for in the region of £20 million. Would you accept that?
Yeah, I would really, because I don't think other teams rate him that highly in order to boost that budget a bit. So
I don't think we're going to get any more than 20 million from him after the season he's had. So if they did put that in, I would say yes, because he doesn't seem to fit Klopp's style. But on the other hand, to be fair, he is a good Premier League striker. You only have to look at his record at Villa. He can score goals. I just think he's just had a bit of a hard time this season.
Yeah, it comes back to our point that we made about like Mané. We don't know whether he would be suitable in the Liverpool role in European games and stuff, and I just think that's the same with Benteke. I didn't think he was good enough to fulfil European roles coming from Aston Villa. Yes, he had a good season, but
I think, to be fair, he probably would do well at Crystal Palace, at West Ham, a team like that, mid-table side. I think he'd be well. I just don't think, unfortunately, he's good enough for us. So yeah, £20 million, I'd let him go.
they take that.
But he is another option, I suppose, because we don't have that height really in the up front unless we bring anyone else in.
Yeah.
So it's a plan B. If we need to just stick some tall striker up front, he can do that and he can score with his head. But again, we'll have to see on that. Another player potentially leaving is Joe Allen. He's been rumoured for an £8 million bid from Swansea that Liverpool have rejected. So the former club wants him back there. What do you reckon on that?
I reckon I don't really want him to leave, to be honest, because like Kolo Touré, he does his job. We may not start him for games, we may use Emre Can instead, but he's just a good little player to have. He can pass a ball, he can definitely defend. Not so much attack, but he's a good little player to have in your team.
But again, that goes with the lack of height in our team. He obviously is such a small guy. I don't know if Klopp likes that. I think he wants a big, strong team. But I mean, he's been playing brilliantly for Wales in the Euros. He played well for us last season, to be fair. I thought towards the end he did very well. I'd keep him around because for another season at least, because I don't think we're going to have enough to bring more and more midfielders in. And we are quite low on midfielders, so if we get rid of him as well, I think that's too many midfielders gone out. So it looks like Lucas could also be leaving as well, potentially. So again, we just need that player who's already played for a season, and I'd keep him for another season.
Yeah.
So that about wraps up the transfer roundup.
Just want to add one more thing. I want to mention the exciting prospect of Divock Origi.
Yeah.
Considering how well he's played towards the end of the season, and considering we got Sturridge back and maybe pair him up with Origi, I'm just really excited to see that.
You got Danny Ings as well. Don't forget about him.
Oh yeah.
Before he got injured, he was playing very well. Probably our best player up until he got injured. So yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting up front, and yeah, I think Origi can become a very, very good striker. Obviously, he's got time on his side as well, and if we can keep Sturridge fit for a season, we might stand a chance.
Yeah.
This season.
I agree.
So yeah, that about does it for this week's transfer roundup. Make sure you subscribe for more Liverpool news and content, and we'll see you in the next one. See you.